Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham. Last video I have completed 4 problems on entertainment allowance EA deduction under section 16(2). In this video I'm going to start the problems on HRA, house rent allowance. So before watching these 2 videos of EA and HRA, you must be clear regarding the provisions of Income Tax Act regarding EA and HRA. For this, I have prepared one video already uploaded, that is allowances. All allowances I've explained, the meaning of the term allowances, classification of allowance, and the provisions for EA, HRA, everything I have explained. So without watching that video, if you watch this video, you will not be able to understand. So if you want the perfect knowledge, watch the theory video, then only you come back. I'll suggest you to go to the playlist of my channel, select the subject income tax for the assessment year 21-22. Select the video of allowances, watch that video completely, then you can be able to understand. The house rent allowance, it is the allowance which is given by the employer to the employee for meeting the expenses of rent. The deduction, the exemption under section 10 subsection 13A will be allowed only if the SSC is paying the rent. If the SSC is living in his own house or in a house in which he is not paying any rent, so deduction will not be given, exemption will not be given. The condition for the exemption, the SSC must pay the rent. Must pay the rent. All the SSCs are classified into 2 categories. Employees living in 4 metropolitan cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai. And secondly, employees living in other places other than these 4 cities. We are not concerned about government employee or non-government employee for giving the exemption under section 10(13)(a). Only we have to see whether the SSC is paying the rent or not. If the SSC is paying the rent, exemption will be given. If the SSC is not paying the rent, no exemption is given. Actual HRA received is fully taxable. First condition. Second, where the employee resides, where is the residence? If the SSC stays at 4 metropolitan cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, least of the following 3 will be allowed as exemption. Which are the 3? First one, actual HRA received. Second, rent paid minus 10% of salary. Third one is 50% of salary. The least of these 3 will be allowed as exemption under section 10(13)(a). If the SSC is living in 4 metropolitan cities. If the SSC is living in other towns other than these 4 cities, then instead of 50%, take 40%. First one, actual HRA received. Second, rent paid minus 10% of salary. Third one, 40% of salary for other towns. That's it. And salary means basic pay only. DA will be included if it enters for retirement benefit. Commission if it is based on fixed percentage on turnover. This you make it a note. Normally students will commit the mistake regarding salary. What salary includes? While calculating EA, entertainment allowance, salary means only basic, nothing else. For calculating HRA salary means basic pay plus DA if it enters for retirement benefit plus commission if it is based on fixed percentage of turnover. That's it. These are the provisions of HRA. So before starting the 5th problem, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. So always keep it ready. Take a screenshot of the solutions of 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th problem. Then I'll explain. Come on, see the 5th problem. Problem number 5. Mrs. Sravani Rai is working as a lecturer in Government College, Delhi. Her salary particulars per annum are as under: basic pay 82,000. This is per annum. DA, dearness allowance 38,000. CCA, city compensatory allowance, CCA 16,000. And HRA, house rent allowance 22,000. Rent paid by her is 21,000. Calculate the exempted amount of HRA. That's it. This will be asked normally in short questions for 4-5 marks. But these provisions are required even for solving long problems, because in the long problems you may get this item, HRA exemption. How much is the HRA exempted amount? First of all, we have to see the condition, whether SSC is paying the rent or not. If she is paying the rent, exemption will be allowed. If she is not paying the rent, no exemption. Here it is given in bracket clearly, rent paid by her is 21,000. That means she is paying the rent. She is eligible for exemption, HRA exemption. She will get it. Mrs. Ravani Rai, the SSC is paying the rent and stays at Delhi. We are not concerned with government employee or non-government employee. Simply we have to say whether she is paying the rent and where she stays. She stays at Delhi. So HRA exemption under section 1013A is allowed to the least of the following three amounts. Actual HRA received 22,000 given in the problem. In the problem given, HRA received 22,000. Second, rent paid minus 10% of salary. Rent paid, it is given 21,000. Minus 10% of salary. Salary means only basic we have taken 82,000. We have not taken DA because it is not given. DA enters for retirement benefit. If that sentence is given, DA enters for retirement benefit, then only we should include DA. Otherwise, if only DA is given, ignore, don't take DA. So only salary 82,000. So 10% of 82,000, 8,200. So 21,000 minus 8,200, 12,800. Now 50% of salary. 50% because stays at Delhi. Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai. These four cities we should take 50%. Other than these four cities, we'll take 40%. So 50% of 82,000, 41,000. Now which is the least one among these three? 12,800 is the least. Therefore, HRA exempted from tax is 12,800. That's it. This is the method of finding out exempted HRA. Now, sixth problem. Mr. Sahadev is in receipt of rupees 1,62,000 as basic salary, 55,000 as house rent allowance, HRA, and 27,000 as dearness allowance, DA. But it is not given DA enters for retirement benefit. Don't take DA now. If the rent paid is 60,000, determine the taxable amount of house rent allowance in the following situations. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 situations are given. Each situation we have to find out how much is the taxable HRA. That's it. One by one case we'll take. First of all, where is that? Here. Mr. Sadev. If he is a government employee and residing in Mumbai, first of all, the SSC is paying the rent. So HRA exemption will be allowed. Paying the rent. So now it is saying he is a government employee. Ignore. We don't require whether he is a government employee or non-government. Simply we have to see whether paying the rent or not and where she stays. Where he stays. Now in this case he stays at Mumbai. Again 50%. The SSC is paying the rent and residing at Mumbai. So HRA is exempted to the list of the following three amounts. Actual HRA received 55,000 given in the problem. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. Rent paid is given 60,000 in the problem given. Minus 10% of salary. Salary means only basic we are going to take. Basic 1,62,000. We are not taking DA because DA is not entering for retirement benefit. So for 10% of 1,62,000, 16,200. 60,000 minus 16,200, 43,800. 50% of salary, 50% of 1,62,000, 81. So which is the least among these three? 43,800 is the least. So if it is asking you what is the exempted HRA, so you should write exempted HRA is 43,800. But it is not asking you exempted HRA, it is asking you taxable HRA. taxable HRA. So how to find out taxable HRA? Actual HRA received minus exempted HRA. So actual HRA received is how much? 55,000 minus exempted HRA, which is the least one, 43,800. Deduct 43,800, 11,200 is called the taxable HRA. That's it. First case complete. Second case, if he is a non-government employee and residing at Mumbai. Just now I told you, for giving HRA exemption, it is not to be seen whether a government employee or non-government employee. Simply we have to see whether paying the rent or not and where stays, where he or she stays. Now, non-government employee does not matter where he is residing in Mumbai. That means exactly same. So whatever we got the taxable HRA 11,200, same is the case here, whether government employee or non-government. So the provision of HRA exemption is same for government employee and non-government. Hence the taxable HRA is 11,200 as in case A. Two cases completed. Now third case, if he is residing in Hyderabad. Hyderabad is other town, other than 4 metro. So here we should take 40%. Instead of 50%, we take 40. HRA is exempted to the list of the following three. Actual HRA received 55,000. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. Rent paid 60,000. 10% of 1,62,000 is 16,200. 43,800. Now see it is 40% of salary. 40% of 1,62,000, 64,800. Here we have taken 50% because metro. Here 40% because other town. The least, what is the least here? 43,800. This is the exempted, but we require taxable. So actual HRA received 55,000 less exempted HRA 43,800. So taxable HRA 11,200. Three cases completed. Now fourth, last case. If he is residing in Madurai city and staying in father-in-law's house without paying any rent. In the fourth case, the SSC is not paying any rent. So Income Tax Act says no HRA exemption will be allowed. Actual HRA received is fully taxable. What is the actual HRA received? 55,000. Complete 55,000 is taxable HRA because he is not paying any rent. That's it. So this is the end of problem number 6. Now problem number 7. Sri Srujan Kapoor is an employee of a limited company at Jamshedpur. Is in receipt of 44,000 as basic pay, basic salary, 18,000 as dearness allowance, DA, forming part of salary for all retirement benefits. This is a new point. Last two problems only DA was given, so we have not included DA in salary. While calculating salary, we have not included DA because DA was not entering for retirement benefit. But in this problem specifically given, DA enters for retirement benefit. So here while calculating salary, we take into account DA. And rupees 6,000 as CCA, city compensatory allowance. Rupees 8,800 as accommodation allowance. Accommodation allowance means house rent allowance only. Name is changed. So accommodation allowance means house rent allowance 8,800. Rupees 13,000 as entertainment allowance, EA. He is paying monthly rent of 1,000 and electricity bill of the house at a flat rate of 300 per month. Actually, when he pays the rent, we should take only rent. We should not take electricity bill paid. That is the amount paid for services. So, this electricity bill paid should be ignored while calculating HRA exemption. Determine the amount of HRA exemption under section 10 subsection 13A. That's it. So in this problem, the new point is DA is entering for retirement benefits. So DA should be included while computing salary. Sri Srujan Kapoor, accommodation allowance means house rent allowance. Just now I told you. Now basic salary is given 44,000. DA entering for retirement benefit 18,000. So total salary 62,000. Salary is 62,000 for computing HRA exemption. 10% of salary is 10% of 62,000, 6,200. SSC is paying the rent of the house. So exemption can be given. It is least of the following three amounts. Actual HRA received 11,000 given in the problem. Actual HRA received 11,000. Second, rent paid minus 10% of salary. How much is the rent paid given in the problem? 12,000. 1,000 per month. 1,000 into 12. 12,000. Minus 10% of salary we have calculated 6,200. So 12,000 minus 6,200, 5,800. 40% of salary because other town. It is not given for metro. It is given Jamshedpur. Jamshedpur means other town. 40%. 40% of 62,000, 24,800. Now take the least among these three. 5,800 is the least. So exempted HRA is 5,800. So here the new point is DA is including in retirement benefit. That's it. So seventh problem completed. See the eighth problem. Muhammad Yusuf Khan is an employee of a public sector unit in Hyderabad. Hyderabad, other town, 40%. He draws a monthly salary of 4,800 per month, 4,800. House rent allowance 1,500. Dearness allowance 1,000. He is entitled to 2% commission on sales. A new point. The sales target achieved by him is 5 lakh rupees. The house rent paid by him is 1,100 per month. He is paying the rent. So HRA exemption is allowed. Dearness allowance and commission enters for retirement benefit. So in this problem, DA should be included just like the previous problem. While computing the salary, we should take the basic salary, we should take the DA, we should take the commission also. Because commission is given as a fixed percentage of turnover. Compute the amount of HRA to be included in salary. HRA to be included in salary means taxable HRA. We have to compute taxable HRA and gross income from salary. One more thing we have to find out. Gross income from salary also we have to find out. First of all, we calculate taxable HRA. The SSC is paying the rent and stays at Hyderabad, so HRA is exempted to the list of the following three amounts. But before that, we calculate the salary. Salary means basic. Basic salary 4,800 per month into 12, 57,600. Dearness allowance is 1,000. 1,000 per month into 12, 12,000. Commission is 2% on sales target achieved. Sales target achieved is 5 lakh. So 2% of 5 lakh is 10,000. So total salary for computing HRA exemption is 79,600. So 10% of 79,600, 7,960. We have calculated salary, 10% of salary. Now list of the following three. Actual HRA receipt. In the problem given, actual HRA receipt 1,500 per month. So 1,500 into 12, 18,000. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. Rent paid is 1,100. 1,100 per month into 12, 13,200. Minus 10% of salary we have calculated, 7,960. So 13,200 minus 7,960, you will get 5,240. Now 40% of salary, because other town, Hyderabad, other town. So 40% of 79,600, it comes to 31,840. Least of these three is exempted. Which is the least? 5,240 is the least exempted. Now deduct. Therefore, exempted HRA is 5,240. Actual HRA received is 18,000 minus exempted HRA is 5,240. So deduct 5,240, 12,760. This is the taxable HRA. That's what it is asking you. How much HRA to be included in salary? This is the taxable HRA included. 12,760 is taxable HRA. The first part we have completed. How to compute the taxable HRA. Secondly, it is asking you to calculate the gross income from salary. So here, calculation of gross income from salary. He is getting basic salary. How much basic? 4,800 per month into 12, 57,600. Apart from basic salary, commission 2% of 5 lakh rupees, 2% of 5 lakh, 10,000. Now allowances. Under allowances, dearness allowance, 1,000 per month into 12, 12,000. Taxable house rent allowance, HRA. Taxable HRA is 12,760. 12,760. Take the total of these 492,360. This is the gross income from salary. That's it. So in this video, I have explained you about HRA exemption, calculations of HRA exemption. Problem number 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 problems I have completed. Inshallah, we'll continue the next problem in the next video.